Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC and welcome to another edition of JB on EDC. So today we are taking another suggestion from our good friend Rusty Knife Lover, and we're going to talk knife laws and we're going to talk about knife rights. So knife laws vary greatly around the nation. I mean, there's restrictions in some states, and in some states you can pretty much carry what you want. And in some other states there's some odd ones. Like California, you can carry an automatic knife, but it's got to be less than 2 inches. Okay, to me, I find that a little weird. I mean, I'm glad you can carry a 2-inch automatic knife because you can't here in Washington. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of the laws here in Washington. So in Washington, it is illegal to possess automatic knives, gravity knives, and balisongs. Anything that is assisted or can be manipulated by gravity, because a balisong, basically it's centrifugal force and gravity that pulls out the blade, they're illegal to possess in the state of Washington. Now, knives like daggers and dirks and such like that, they're not illegal to possess. You just can't conceal them. So I guess if you carry it open on your hip, you're good to go. So another, one of our limits here in Washington is we have a 3.5-inch blade limit. 3.5 isn't too bad. I know some states have a 3-inch restriction. The Navy base that I work on has a 3-inch blade limit, with the exception of it being part of a larger assembly, basically. I know I can't say that's the rule for the base. That's the rule for the command where I work. It's a 3-inch blade limit unless it's part of a larger assembly, like I have one right here. So this guy right here, let's see, its blade length, if you just take sharpened edge, it comes in at 3.5 inches. So off base, this is a legal knife. On base where I work, this may be considered an illegal knife because it's greater than 3 inches, but it is part of a larger tool or assembly. Now, I need to look in that because I carry these very frequently because, well, it's my most used tool. So a knife like this, or any knife is my most used tool. But I carry one like this quite frequently. So in my mind, okay, I'm not a lawyer, didn't write the law, I call this part of a larger assembly. What do you think? Tell me down in the comments. But I've never really had an issue at all with that. The only place I have had an issue is, and many of you know this story, but just for those of you that haven't heard it, I'll tell it real quick. Right after we moved in here, I had a fixed blade on my hip. I'm out in my front yard doing all sorts of yard work. Next thing I know, a sheriff's deputy pulls up and gets out of his car, kind of starts walking towards me. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And he says, I think you're the guy I need to talk to. And I really wanted to tell him, no, I don't think you need to talk to me at all. But I didn't. And he's like, we got a report of a man with a knife. And I was like, well, I have a knife. You can see it right there. It's not concealed. It's on my hip. And it was just an old, nothing special, just a junky little fixed blade, because that's what it was. It might have been, probably had a 4-inch blade at least. He didn't even ask to look at it. Once he saw what I was doing and saw that I was not hurting anyone or myself or he was pretty much satisfied and went on his merry way. So, there's a couple of different, the RCWs that I really look at are 9.41, 0.250, and 0.270. 9.41, 0.250, and 270 for the state of Washington. Those are the ones that will really tell you what is pretty much legal, illegal, you can carry, but you can't carry concealed, so on and so forth. So it does depend. There's municipal laws, there's state laws. So you really have to kind of be careful about where, when you're carrying, just know where you're going and know what you can and can't have. That's the biggest thing I want to get across to you is knife laws differ. They're different here. They're different in Seattle. They made certain places, sporting events and all that good stuff. You just can't carry knives. Schools, make sure you know before you go. Okay? But the other thing I want to talk about as part of this, and you know what? You tell me down in the comments. This will be a little question for you. We can start some conversation. Tell me, either one of the knife laws, what's legal in your state? Here you go. Are gravity knives, balisongs, and automatic knives legal in your state? Let's go that. Please tell me the state you're in, and please tell me if they're legal to carry. And I urge you to make sure you check the laws because they may be legal to possess, not legal to carry. In the state of Washington, they are not legal to possess. That's what the law says. So I take that to mean own, if you can't own it, if you can't possess it, you can't own it. You have to possess it to own it. Or if you possess it and somebody sees you with it, guess what? You own it. It's kind of like, other stuff. But the one thing I do want to kind of touch on for sure, and it's something that we talk about very, very frequently. We've actually talked about it kind of frequently here recently, is knife rights. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to bust out the laptop and let's take a look at the Knife Rights website. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So this is kniferights.org. Knife Rights is an organization dedicated to battling outdated, antiquated knife laws in the United States. They fight on the state level. They fight on the federal level. Anything they can do to try to get back some of your knife rights not only in the state you live in, but federally as well. I mean, you can just look here, this latest news right here. Knife Rights sues again to end unconstitutional federal Switchblade Act. There's the federal level. State level, Knife Rights sues Minnesota over unconstitutional Switchblade ban. So not only are they attacking it from the state level, they're also attacking it from the federal level, which is, and if you look at the board of directors, I mean, you can go over here to the menu, right? Let's do that real quick. Let's go over. Here is the board of directors right here. So hopefully that'll pop up here pretty soon. There we go. Okay. Doug Ritter, founder, chairman, and CEO. Doug Ritter is a legend in the knife community. Knife maker, designer. He is, if anybody knows anything about knives, it's probably Doug. So the crazy thing about this is if you scroll down, there's Doug Ritter. There's Alan. He's a secretary and treasurer. Susan, Doug's wife, treasurer. Ethan Becker, and Pete Brownell. That's Knife Rights. 5 people. Now, I'm sure there's some lawyers and stuff that are hired in there, of course, but 5 people are attacking not only the federal government, but the state governments to try to get your knife rights back, which in a lot of these cases, I mean, we talked about some of the laws here in Washington. But here you go, rewriting knife laws in America. If you scroll down to this map here, you'll see there's a bunch of different colors. These green states have had complete knife law reform, all driven by knife rights. The yellow states, knife ban repeal. Orange, preemptive or partial ban repeal. Blue states, successful legislation. So that's good. They've had some success. And the red stopped anti-knife legislation. So they're working hard. It says here, click the map to just see some of the stuff they've done. So we're going to click that and go down. 49 bills repealing knife bans in 31 states, over 200 cities and towns. Wow, and they've got a listing of all of the states that they've done this. 11 anti-knife bills stopped. Florida, Louisiana, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Nevada, Texas, and Washington. I know they've been working hard here in the state of Washington. Every year, they try to repeal the automatic knife ban in the state of Washington. Hasn't been successful yet, but they keep trying. They don't give up. And you can go through here, just through the years. So let's go to 2024 and just see what they've done. Some of the things they've done in 2024. Idaho knife law preemption signed repealing dozens of local knife restrictions and preventing any future local restrictions. That's awesome. West Virginia knife law preemption enactment signed improving states' existing preemption law. So they're basically, preemption is basically, they're trying to head off, anti-knife laws before they even get there. That's my understanding of it. Now, again, not a lawyer, but that is my understanding. In Louisiana, a bill that would have severely encumbered knife carry in Louisiana was amended to fix the problem. There you go. Iowa, very cool. They've done stuff in Iowa, another one in Louisiana, Hawaii, Massachusetts. So they've been busy, guys. They've been busy. Like I said, every year they try to overturn the automatic knife law in Washington. So why am I showing you this? Well, guys, this stuff isn't cheap, and it's not free. And they rely heavily on donations from the knife community. They do. You can see right up here, you can donate. They do their Steel Spectacular, Ultimate Steel Spectacular. Every year, it's their largest fundraising event. They do it every single year. They have knives donated from incredible manufacturers, custom makers all over. Not only knives, swords, firearms. I mean, they get a little bit of everything. But here you go. That's how you can donate. And you can donate, you can do it with your credit card, PayPal. You can do a monthly donation. If you want to make a tax-deductible donation, select Knife Rights Foundation on the form or online. So it can even be tax-deductible, guys. So, I mean, even if it's $5, every little bit helps. Forgo your cup of coffee one day, 1 week. I don't know how, if you go get coffee or whatever. You know what I mean. Now, I can say that I know, I've talked about that Steel Spectacular, right? It's an amazing giveaway. So largest fundraiser for the year. And I actually won twice this year. They have an early bird drawing. They have a regular drawing. And then they have like a bonus drawing. And I think they even have a couple of other ones throughout. It's an amazing giveaway. I actually got selected in I believe it was the normal, regular, just drawing. And then I got selected in the bonus drawing as well. And I know several other people that have won. So if you have that question in your mind, well, do people really win? Absolutely, 100%. I take my word for it. I've won myself, and I know several people that have. So, guys, I just encourage you to at least go check out Knife Rights. Go look at the website, see some of the things they've done. They're really working hard for us, for sure. So just this is one that, well, like I said, it was a suggestion from Rusty Knife Lover, and here in the past few days, we talk about it quite a bit, but it's come up a little bit more frequently, especially with me winning these knives from their Ultimate Steel giveaway, and I thought this was just a good time to talk about this topic. So I'll leave links down in the description. Please feel free to check out Knife Rights. Go read a little bit more from yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Go find out for yourself. But I don't often say this, but if you can, I strongly suggest supporting knife rights. That's pretty much how I'm going to put it. If you can, great. If you can't, I totally understand. But it's definitely a worthy cause, guys. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of time with me this morning. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. And don't forget, let me know the state you're in, and tell me if automatic butterfly, balisongs, automatic knives, or gravity knives, if they're legal in your state. I'd like to know. That'd be a fun thing to hear. So thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.